Hey there, and welcome back to a radically delayed episode of the photography show inspired by isolation that began long before it was the socially responsible thing to do. Today I'm going to take you to one of my favorite places to take photos, southern Utah. I went down there to escape from all the craziness a couple of weeks ago, and that is why this episode is a bit delayed, because I went down there and, well, every time I go down there, I can't really help myself. I ended up spending almost a week down there in total, with just a day in between to come back, resupply, get everything done that I needed to get done, and then I headed down there again. But what that means is that I've got a lot of cool videos and photos to share, so let's take a little trip to southern Utah and take some photos. If you aren't aware, currently there is a ban on camping in Carbon County and I think a few other counties in southern Utah. So please, if you are going to go camping and you are not a resident or you don't have a residency in that county or those counties that you plan on visiting, please check online to see whether or not you are violating regulations that are put in place to prevent the spread of COVID-19. On our way down, we also made sure that we already had all of our supplies and all of the gas that we needed so that we didn't have to make any stops in small towns that don't have the infrastructure to handle a COVID-19 outbreak. Once we got to camp, it started snowing on us. We did not get away from the weather. We went straight into the heart of the storm. And by the time we got there around 9 o'clock on Sunday evening, it was snowing and it was cold. But cold weather never really gets our friend group down. So we got there, we got all settled in, we got dinner cooked, and we drank until we were warm. The next day when we woke up, we kind of stayed around the campsite and just explored the different stuff that there was to explore. I was kind of surprised to see so many people in campgrounds near us, but I suppose it makes sense. It's kind of a logical thing to do right now. If you have the ability to get away and do it safely and do it responsibly, might as well. As per usual, we embraced our inner mountain goats and just kind of explored around all of the canyon walls that our campsite was near. I got a bunch of cool photos from that experience. Some of them were on my iPhone just because I felt it was maybe a little bit ill-advised to bring any more antique gear down where we were going and into the places that we were trying to get. As much as I am a traditionalist for camera gear and for photography as a whole, I am not a traditionalist in the sense that I'm not attached to the traditional mindset of having a light meter and having a manual camera with you and that's it all the time, and one film stock that you're shooting on. I definitely don't have that mindset. I think that you should be getting the shot. If you're out there, if you're having a good time, and your intentions are just to capture the moment and to make art out of what's going on around you, I don't think that it matters if you're doing it on a camera like this, TLR, if you're doing it on a little rangefinder camera, 35mm, or if you're doing it on a cell phone. I don't think it matters what you're doing it on. I think it matters that you're capturing the moment, and that's what's fun to me. That's what I enjoy. So that's, you know, sometimes you just got to take iPhone shots. On the second day, we actually met up with some friends and decided to go climbing. Most of our group was unprepared to do so. We didn't have climbing shoes or harnesses or anything like that. We were planning on just kind of taking in all the sights, but we can never pass up an opportunity to go climbing when it presents itself. So we borrowed some harnesses and climbed in our tennis shoes. This was definitely a moment in which I was shooting on 35mm, and I really wished that I was shooting on 120mm, just because once they got up on the rock walls and I was shooting at climbers up on the rock walls, I definitely wished I had that extra resolution to capture them as they got further and further away from me, and I couldn't really keep my distance relative. I just essentially I was stuck in this position and they were moving away from me, and I wish I had that extra resolution that a 120 would have given me. We went back the next day and did some more climbing, just our little group, and I did bring my 120mm. I brought my Yashica Mat 124G and got some medium format photos of that same rock wall. It was definitely satisfying to have this image in my head of shooting medium format on that wall, kind of being a little restricted the first time that I was there, and then coming back and shooting medium format felt really good. On that second day, I also managed to remember that I had my drone with me, so we got some drone footage of that day as well. If you guys are curious as to how I take trips like this, whether it be a camping trip or a vacation to California, New York, or something like that, and generate enough relevant content for the clients that I have, the businesses that I work with, to make the trip worthwhile for me, please let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to make some videos if you guys are interested in how you can basically monetize little trips like this, whether it be a one-nighter, whether it be you extend it to a week-long trip or something like that, like what we did. I definitely love to share kind of my insights as to how I make trips like this into a monetary gain for myself. All right, well, after we had climbed ourselves out, we actually switched campsites over to a camp that was a little bit further away from other people, at least we had hoped, even though once we kind of got set up, it was in the evening, we thought that we were good. We woke up in the morning and we heard a generator and realized that there was an RV with a family in it not too far from us. So I don't think that there was much escaping people to be done the week that we went down there. I think everyone just kind of had the same idea. The weather was crappy in Salt Lake and was definitely projected to be better in southern Utah, so can't blame people for getting out there. After switching campsites though, we basically spent the next day in and around the campsite yet again, although it was a new campsite, new sights to see. Went to a little wash area that we hadn't been to before, and I was just bringing my camera and snapping pictures the whole time. Okay, that's basically all I've got. I do apologize for this video being delayed as it is. I have kind of been contemplating what this channel is going to be, what I'd like it to be, what type of content I would like to make on the channel, because I definitely feel as though I don't want the whole channel to be these types of videos where they're just talking head videos with some still photographs mixed in. As fun as these videos are to produce in the moment that I'm taking the photos, it's definitely not as fun to do the A-roll, although it is still fun. Don't get me wrong, I love doing this, and editing them together. After doing so many of them already, editing them together is definitely getting a little bit more tedious than it was intriguing at the beginning. And really my purpose for this channel is to try to expand my skill set and try to continue creating things that I want to create, and just pushing myself creatively. And I think that if I get stuck in doing these same types of videos because I can get them out on time, that's not a great reason to be doing them and to be upholding a schedule for myself. I think that upholding a schedule for myself was really to try and push myself to create a lot more, although I may have been a little gracious with my ability to create content, at least the type of content that I would want to be putting on this channel. So here's the deal. I don't think that I'm going to be able to uphold the every other day upload schedule anymore. That being said, I do still want to try to do that. So I'm not going to say every 3 days or every 4 days. I'm just gonna say I'm going to be posting quite a few videos, but I want the videos to be a good variety of videos, and videos that I would like to create and that I'd like to watch if I was someone on your end of things. So that being said, expect some new things coming to this channel soon. We're going to be doing some more narrative short films, some short films that are definitely better than the short film I created for the DJI Osmo and the Moment anamorphic lens video. That short film was definitely purely for demonstration purposes of that kind of review video. But I would like to start making some short films that are of a higher quality and posting those just by themselves, maybe some behind the scenes of how I shoot those videos. That type of stuff is in the works already. As well as that, we've got some camera reviews that I've got queued up as well. So maybe some more gear centered stuff, both old and new. On top of that, I also like to cover some common mistakes in different areas, both of film, digital photography, as well as videography and freelance. And like I kind of addressed earlier, and I'd love for you guys to leave some input on, I'd also like to make some videos giving at least my kind of limited input on freelancing and maybe offering some advice in that realm as well. So lots of interesting and fun things to come on this channel. I hope that you all come along with me on this journey as I kind of figure out what type of stuff I'm going to be putting on this channel, but I hope that you're enjoying the videos nonetheless. I do apologize that this one was very delayed, but sometimes you just get sucked into Southern Utah and you can't come back. So if you are in Utah, if you've ever been to Southern Utah, you probably understand that feeling. And if you haven't been to Southern Utah, now might not be the time, but I do recommend it. I absolutely recommend going down there. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this, maybe every other day. I'm not sure, but we'll see you out there, and have a great one.